I finally got it together because I'm gotta get up out of here. All right, man. So check it out, man. I'm gonna make this real quick and real fast, right? Because I'm tired of the disrespect that's coming from today's fans about all the sports, right? You got, of course, we got the age-old argument. LeBron or Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Then you got players like Ant-Man talking about somebody, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and them played against a bunch of carpenters and garbage men, right? And then you got old heads, that's up there like myself, that's actually supporting some of this. And it's crazy to me how this generation feels the need to disrespect the previous fucking generation to prove a point. And that shit is stupid. Like, it really makes no fucking sense. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to disrespect previous goddamn generations. In my era when I was growing up, we didn't disrespect the previous generation. We gave them their respect. We acknowledged, hey man, y'all had Dr. J and Magic Johnson, bet. You know what I'm saying? Now there was Michael Jordan. But we never disrespect the previous era just to make our era look good. It's the same thing in football. Somebody told us about Jerry Rice, Jerry Rice isn't the greatest wide receiver of all time. Talking about somehow he just, he was only good because he practiced training on athleticism and skill set ability. That's what fucking athletes train on. Every athlete trained on that. But by saying that, you're also disrespecting the guys that played against Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice played in his era, played against some of the greatest cornerbacks of all fucking time, and he still got his shit off. He still got his shit off. But if you look at how the rules were because every era had different rules, right? So if you look at how the rules are today, it's easy for a motherfucker to average 20 points a game in the basketball game. It's hell. In defenses, if you can hold a team to just fucking 25 points, you can be one of the top defenses in the league nowadays because guess what? They don't allow you to play the game like you're supposed to play the goddamn game. And don't even get me started on boxing. If athletes are better, this is what people always say, athletes are better. There's an evolution of athletes. Well, if athletes are better, why do they play less? If they're so much better, why do you fight less? In my day, fighters didn't fight like twice a year. And if they fought twice a year, they gave me a banger in that goddamn year. If they only fought twice a year, they gave me a banger. So it was all right. But they fought normally right about 3-4 times a damn year. So what is with this all of a sudden? We got to disrespect the previous era. We got to disrespect, and it's through all the sports. Basketball, that's why y'all see the logo I got up there. Basketball, football, and motherfucking boxing. And those are the sports I watch. 2 of the motherfuckers I played. I played football and I played, and I did boxing. So please help me understand. Do we really need to disrespect the previous era? The only reason why you would disrespect the previous era is because motherfuckers know how weak this era is. That's it. Let's call it what it is. Let's keep it a bean. The only reason why you disrespect this era because you know how soft this era is. Canelo Alvarez got away without fighting Dimitri Andrade and David Benavidez. That does not fucking happen in no goddamn era. Not like that. That don't happen like that. That don't happen like that. Okay? In football, they changed the rules. You got to let a motherfucker catch the ball and make a football move before you can hit this motherfucker. On kickoff returns, they wait till the guy catches the ball before everybody comes in. So he's guaranteed to get at least to the 20, 30 yard line. Okay? And same thing with basketball. These motherfuckers traveling, they carrying. I'm like, what's with this extra step y'all giving motherfuckers nowadays? What's going on? I mean, we already lost the quintessential definition of a power forward because nobody's posting up nowadays. Not like they're supposed to. Nobody's posting up. And if they do post up, they're able to score because there's no defense. Motherfuckers don't know how to defend that type of shit. So no one is saying that this era is bad. I will always say, yes, this era is soft. This era is soft. This era is soft because of the rules that are in place that have made it that way. But I'm not disrespecting era by saying something like, oh man, Patrick Mahomes is a terrible quarterback. I would never say that. I would never say, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's a terrible quarterback. No, I would never say that about Patrick Mahomes. Now, if you ask me, do you think he could play in the previous era? I say, hey, depending on what team he could play with, Patrick Mahomes is the type of dude that I feel that could be effective in the previous era. But I'm not going to disrespect this era so my era could look good. And I didn't disrespect the previous era so the era I was in looked good. We didn't do that. Nowadays, motherfuckers do. Even if you want to say, man, and the thing that kills me about it is, there's fucking film. We live in the age of technology where there is fucking film you can go out and watch and you can see the shit for your goddamn self. When you tell me Michael Jordan ain't got no left hand and I can pull up a video of Michael Jordan using his left hand to make a layup when he saw Sam Perkins when he played the Lakers, is laughable to me. Like, how do motherfuckers not go look that up? If you want to look up and say, hey, Jerry Rice was a terrible wide receiver or Randy Moss was if you say Randy Moss was a one-dimensional wide receiver, I got you there. He sure was. He was a one-trick pony, in my honest opinion, but nobody could beat that trick. He was great at that trick. But to sit there and say he's not one of the greatest wide receivers, and you can pull up film where you saw this motherfucker do shit, he was a freak of nature, that shit baffles me. That baffles me. It really does. When I hear people say things like, oh man, boxers today, right? We want to talk about how fighters today are more athletic than fighters of the past. Okay, if you want to say they're better, they've evolved, they're more athletic, they're more better, they're more physically fit, then why the fuck are they only fighting twice a goddamn year then? Why are they only fighting twice a year? Why don't I see more names on your resume? Why is it we got to make posts about Gervonta Davis not fighting the guys in his goddamn division and unifying the belts? Why we got to do that? Look at everything we had to go through to get Teofimo Lopez and fucking Shakur Stevenson to finally happen. Look at what motherfuckers have to go through. Look at what's everything happening right now to try to get Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz to finally get made. Look at everything that we going through for these fights. We go through a lot. Hell, look at the fights we missed that we could have had. We never got Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. We never get Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. We didn't get that. So look at what all we have to go through just to see motherfuckers fight each other. This shit is ridiculous. And then you wanted to, oh, he's boring. He's boring. Nobody wants to watch him. And all that shit. And then when you say shit like that, and then you get mad when the motherfucker don't want to take a risk, because the reality is once he takes that L, y'all write him the fuck off. We never did that in my era. You took an L, you was obligated to bounce the fuck back. You was obligated to bounce the fuck back. Nowadays, you take the L, y'all write these motherfuckers, oh man, he lost, man, write him off. Write him off. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, he took an L early in his career. Bernard Hopkins, he took an L early in his career. Sugar Ray Leonard, he took an L. Bounced back like a motherfucker, didn't he? Roberto Duran, the dude that is famous for no mas, he even bounced back from the no goddamn mas. We remember the no mas, but he still made the Hall of Fame. Why? Because he bounced back from that. Vitaly Klitschko quit against Larry Bird because his shoulder was fucked up. And he bounced back after that. He did the one thing you should never do in boxing. He's quit. And he bounced back from that. And the motherfucker made it to the goddamn Hall of Fame. But this era, this generation, shit is bad. And it's the fans' fault. And it's fans, it's commentators who feed into that bullshit, and fighters, because fans will make excuses for the fighter to the point to where the fighter feels like, I ain't got to do nothing. Ryan Garcia is finally probably going to fight for a world title. All this time, this dude been in boxing. How long has he been in boxing? What? Almost 10 years? And he's finally about to fight for a motherfucking title? Conor Benn been in boxing 9 years. He still ain't fought for a fucking title. ain't even close to fighting for a fucking title. So how is this allowed? How are motherfuckers being popular and getting platforms when they're not doing the basic thing you're supposed to do to make you popular, which is win a fucking title, fight some fucking body, do something in the sport. And that's the problem that I have, man. That is the problem that I have. All right, man, let me get on up out of here, y'all, man. Let me get on up out of here, y'all. I just, like I said, I just wanted to let that go. You know what I'm saying? I just had to let that out there, man, because it's just how shit is, dog. It's just how shit. I just can't believe this is the era. And like I even thought about, hey man, I'm finna shut everything down on social media so I can stop seeing and hearing this bullshit. Because this shit is just ridiculous, dog. I mean, this type of stupidity just spreads like wildfire. And truly, you know what it is? It's a bunch of fucking beta males that get together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like a little clandestine group of these motherfuckers, right? It's a bunch of beta males that get all together and beta male unite. And they want to hear, they run their mouth like alphas and then don't know what they're talking about. And that's it kills me. It kills me. I didn't have YouTube to the point where I could look up Steve Largent or Dick Butkus. I didn't have YouTube. I was born in the 70s. So I didn't have YouTube where I can look up Mike Dicker or I can look up some of the other great Mean Joe Green who was in the 70s. I didn't have that. Right? But I heard what people said. Now they had this thing called NFL Films. And you'd have to find NFL fucking films and you watch film on. Or you go and you check the fucking stat sheets of these guys. You type their name in, you check the stat sheets. But we didn't have Google like that, to where you can just type a motherfucker's name in, and there it is, the information right there. Or you can go to YouTube, and there it is, the information right there. We didn't have that like that for us. We didn't have it like these motherfuckers. All this technology, all this availability to look up and find the shit that y'all talking about before you run your mouth to some LeBron James is greater than Michael Jordan. Oh, Michael Jordan ain't got no left hand. Michael Jordan played against, a bunch of garbage men and all the other crap that you hear. If you want to tell me Floyd didn't fight everybody, yeah, he didn't fight everybody. No one fights everybody. Are there guys that Floyd, I wish he could have fought? Yes. I wish he could have fought Serena Fuentes. I wish he could have fought Joel Casamayor. Hell, I wish he could have fought Prince Nassim Hamed. There's a lot of guys I wish Floyd Mayweather could have fought that he didn't fight. Some guys didn't want to fight him, but still, some kind of ways he didn't pursue for it. I still felt like that when Floyd beat Manny Pacquiao, he should have tried to fight Kell Brooks for Undisputed. He should have went for it. He should have tried to go to Undisputed. That would have added to his legacy, but he didn't. But I'm man enough to admit that. I have no problem admitting that the body snatcher, right, Mike McCallum, was being avoided by the Four Kings. And it was more the promoters of the Four Kings because they knew Mike McCallum could possibly upset the apple cart. So I'm man enough to admit that. No, not these motherfuckers. Not today's generation. And they're not going to do that. If you look at how the rules are for every sport now, and you look at how the rules was in the past, there were more quarterbacks getting blasted. Go back and watch that tackle by Mike Singletary and that Detroit Lions quarterback was about to make that slide. Mike knocked him unconscious. In today's game, he's ejected from the game and fucking suspended. Now, did that shit make the game better? Sometimes, yes. I'll say for me, it did. But then, of course, things changed because of concussions, and I get that. But they still made the rules soft. You got to let the guy catch the ball and make a football move. Okay? You can't tackle the quarterback. Certain way you got to tackle the quarterback. Certain ways you got to tackle the quarterback. Certain ways you got to tackle, period. On kickoff, like I said, kickoff. You got to wait for motherfucker to catch the ball to run down. Then the rules in basketball. How they change how you defend people. How they change how you can make this extra step now. And then, of course, let's talk about boxing. You don't really have to do much. You just have a and Ryan Garcia showed this too. You just got to have a high social media following for you to be somebody in the sport of boxing. You don't really have to do anything. You really don't have to accomplish nothing. You really don't. I'm just being honest with y'all. You really don't. I just made a post right now. Y'all see all the names on there. Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the most popular fighters in boxing right now. And Gervonta has never unified. He's never fought nobody in his own division. Gervonta Davis has not fought one of the top guys that's around his motherfucking name of his era. He hasn't done it. Like I said, man, it is what it is, man. But hey, all right, man, it's your boy Bo, man. I'm out.